3-year-old daughter keeps drawing pictures of a school shooting that happened at her preschool. The shooting is scheduled for tomorrow. My daughter Riley started drawing the pictures 3 weeks ago during her afternoon quiet time. At first I thought they were just scribbles, but when I looked closer, I could see they were detailed drawings of her preschool classroom with stick figures lying on the floor in red crayon. One figure was standing in the doorway, holding what looked like a gun. When I asked Riley about the drawings, she said, "Miss Sarah taught me the pointing game during nap time. She said I'm really good at drawing where everyone sits." I assumed it was some kind of art exercise until I counted the stick figures. There were exactly 23 children and 2 adults, the exact number of people in Riley's class, including her teacher, Miss Sarah. Yesterday, Riley brought home a new drawing that made my blood run cold. It showed the preschool from above like a blueprint, with red X marks on all the windows and doors. At the bottom, she'd written "tomorrow" in her careful 3-year-old handwriting. I called the preschool immediately. "Miss Sarah, Riley's been drawing some disturbing pictures about the school. I think we should talk." "Oh, those drawings," Miss Sarah laughed. "Riley's been such a good helper with our emergency preparedness project. She has quite the imagination." That night, I found more drawings hidden in Riley's backpack. These ones showed step-by-step pictures of someone walking through the preschool hallways, entering different classrooms, and pointing something at groups of children. In the final drawing, all the stick figures were lying down except one, a small figure with pigtails that looked like Riley. When I confronted Riley about the drawings, she said, "Miss Sarah says tomorrow is picture day, but it's a special secret picture day just for our class. She taught me exactly where everyone needs to stand so the picture looks perfect." I drove to the preschool that night and used my keycard to get inside. In Miss Sarah's classroom, I found a file cabinet filled with floor plans, emergency evacuation routes, and detailed schedules showing exactly when each class would be in specific location. There was also a manila folder labeled Riley's practice drawings, containing dozens of her pictures, all showing different angles and scenarios of the same shooting. But what terrified me most was what I found in Miss Sarah's desk drawer, a detailed timeline for tomorrow starting at 10:30 a.m. Riley positions children for circle time. Teacher eliminates targets one by one. Riley evacuated safely through back door at 10:47 a.m. I realized Miss Sarah had been training my daughter to help position the other children exactly where she wanted them before she started shooting. I called 911 immediately, but when the police arrived, Miss Sarah was already there waiting with a smile. "Officer Davis, thank you for coming. Mrs. Coleman has been making some very concerning accusations about our school safety program. This woman has been using my daughter to plan a school shooting," I screamed, showing them Riley's drawings. Officer Davis looked at the pictures and frowned. "Ma'am, these look like normal preschool art projects. Children draw violence they see on TV all the time." Miss Sarah nodded sympathetically. "Mrs. Coleman has been under a lot of stress lately. Riley mentioned her mommy's been having bad dreams and saying scary things about the school." "That's not true. Look at the floor plans. Look at the timeline in her desk." But when Officer Davis checked Miss Sarah's desk, it was empty. The files I'd seen were gone. "Mrs. Coleman, I think you should take some time off," Miss Sarah said gently. "Riley will be perfectly safe with us tomorrow. We're having a special celebration for the children." That night, I tried to keep Riley home, but my husband Jake insisted she go to school. Sarah called and explained everything. "You're having some kind of breakdown, and you're scaring Riley with these paranoid fantasies. Jake, she's been training our daughter to help her kill children. Listen to yourself. Sarah's been Riley's teacher for 2 years. She loves those kids." At 6:30 a.m., Jake put Riley in the car to drive her to school. I tried to stop him, but he locked the doors. "I'm taking her to school, then we're getting you some help." I followed them in my car, but when we arrived at Sunshine Preschool, there were no other parents dropping off children. The parking lot was empty except for Miss Sarah's car. I ran toward the building, but Jake grabbed my arm. "The other parents were told to drop off early today for the special celebration," he said. Sarah explained everything to me last night. Through the classroom window, I could see Riley arranging the other children in a perfect circle, exactly like her drawing. Miss Sarah was standing behind her desk, opening something that looked like a gun case. I screamed and pounded on the window, but the glass was too thick. Miss Sarah looked up at me and smiled, then pointed to her watch. It was 10:29 a.m. Riley waved at me through the window and gave me a thumbs up, proud that she'd positioned all her classmates exactly where Miss Sarah had taught her. At 10:30 a.m., Miss Sarah closed the classroom door and turned off the light.